here. This is the process or the steps that you use to solve a system of equations by elimination. Okay? By the way, if you weren't here yesterday was our first quiz. You need to see me to make it up if you need to make it up. Okay. All right, step one, write the system so the terms with the opposite coefficients are aligned. In other words, if there's you have at least two equations, right? Two lines. Line it up so that change the order that the x's are in one place and the y's are in the other. That's all that means. Then you go ahead and add and subtract the equations, and then solve for whatever variable eliminates or gets rid of. Now, yesterday on the quiz, those of you who did solve, we did by substitution. Those of you who did solve for a variable did not go back and solve for the other variable. Okay, it happened a lot. All right, so yeah, I mean, it dropped your grade significantly because the whole idea here is that it's one of three outcomes. Either you have it intersects at exactly one point, or we don't have any intersection, so there's no solution, or there's infinitely many solutions. Okay. Do we know who this is? Yeah, she's here. Okay, so if you didn't solve for the other variable, I mean, you did about a third of the problem, so I couldn't give you credit for the whole problem. So make sure you have both variables solved for. All right, let's do some example work. Yes, sir. Yes. This one, they have it all solved out for you. If you want to read through it, fantastic. I'm going to do one on our own. Turn the page. And if we follow our step-by-step instructions, our first step says, well, let's line up our equations so that the x's line up, the y's line up, and the constants line up, which they already do. Okay. Then they say, see how the opposite and positive line up? Then step two was, well, go ahead and add these two equations together. Okay. If I add negative 4x and a positive 4x, I get 0. If I add 3y minus 5y, I get minus 2y. Negative 3 plus 5 is positive 2. And all I have to do is just solve for y. Well, the 0 really doesn't make any difference. Divide both sides by the coefficient negative 2. And I get y equals negative 1. Please go back and get the x. All right? We know that it intersects at one point. Choose an equation. Oh, I don't know. I'll choose the bottom one. 4x minus 5y equals 5. I know that my y here, I have negative 1. Everything else just copy. 4x minus 5 times negative 1 equals 5. And solve for x. So 4x minus 5 times negative 1 is negative 5 equals 5. Now, a negative negative makes that a positive 5, right? So if I have 4x plus 5, I need to subtract 5. So these cancel to 0. I get my 4x. Now, 5 minus 5 is 0. Keep going. Okay, I have a lot of students that often stop when they get a 0, and I don't know why. 0 is a number. Divide both sides by the coefficient 4. Now I can divide 0 by a number, I just can't have 0 in the denominator. 0 divided by 4 is 0. And you have to put this as a point. So my x is 0, my y is -1. You have to put it as a point. I really shouldn't give you any credit unless you put it as a point. Questions? All right, let's do the next example here. 1b. Step 1, align the variables, the y's and the x's in this case. So this time I got to align my y's and put my x's. So I have to rewrite this. Oh, he stole my pen. Logan. Write these and put them in order. So I'm going to put my 3x first, plus 4y equals 22. And I'm just going to leave the bottom one. 3x minus 4y equals 14. Step 2, go ahead and add them. Because I have a plus and minus here, it's going to eliminate the y's. So let's go ahead and add them. These get eliminated. 3x plus 3x, 6x, equals 22 plus 14, 36. Divide both sides by the coefficient 6, and I get x equals 6. Okay, pick one of your original equations. I don't know, I'll pick the bottom one. 3x minus 4y equals 14. I have, oh, no, not the x. Not the y, I have the x. So the x is 6. So I have 3 times 6 minus 4y equals 14. Solve for y. 18 minus 4y equals 14. I'm going to subtract 18 from both sides. I get -4. -4y equals 14 minus 18 is -4. Divide both sides by -4. What's my y? It's going to be +1. So this intersects at the point. My x is 6, and my y is 1. Questions, comments, concerns? Yep. On your worksheet, here's what you're going to do. On your worksheet, you're only going to do the front page, page 1. Okay? If you walk out of here with homework to do over the long weekend, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. No, because you didn't do that. Will you shut up? Oh wait, you can do pages 1 and you can do pages 1 and 4. Thank you for making me look further. You can do pages 1 and 4. Okay, so I'll do number 3 because everybody's, I guess, wants an example. All right, again, step 1, line up your X's and Y's, which I have. Okay. Step 2, quiet. Step 2, add the equations together. Will you stop it? Okay, negative 3x plus 3x is 0. Okay, negative y plus positive y is 0. Negative 17 plus positive 17 is 0. What kind of solution when I have a true statement? 0 equals 0. No, that would be untrue statement. All solutions, infinitely many. Okay? Now you only have 7 problems to do.